This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello?
Team that might make me barf this year. The Tennessee Titans. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. The Tennessee Titans, I love what they do offensively. You want to know why? Because they pound the damn rock. They do what football – they epitomize football and how it should be played, Jake. Not this, let me throw the ball around 5,000 times so my quarterback looks all great. That running back follows those big uglies in the trenches, and he produces. I love the Tennessee Titans style of offense. I think it's great. It's what football is all about. Run the damn ball. Tennessee Titans last year had the league leading rusher. Getting my – come on, hurry up.
So they run a high school offense. Is that what you're saying?
That's your
Basically.
They had the league leading rusher last year. They ranked 10th offensive-wise, and they had Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback. So all you people out there that believe that, oh, you have to have a big-time quarterback, you don't. You don't. You don't have to have a big-time quarterback. And that defense right behind it ranked 12th in the league. I love the Tennessee Titans. They did lose Jack Conklin. I think they took an offensive tackle in the draft as well. Maybe he can step in. He won't be a Jack Conklin, but I think they can get similar results. Derrick Henry now is going to be running pissed off that he got franchise tagged. So I love it. I love the Tennessee Titans. Love Mike Vrabel's style of football. I'm going to run it down your throat and I'm going to play smash mouth defense.
Yeah, I guess, they're the high school team in your district that has that one kid that's like bigger and stronger than everyone else. They put him at running back and just run the ball 60 times, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, and they beat you.
Yeah, he's like 19 in the 11th grade or something like that.
Just like Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's called pro-style offense for a reason. And Tannehill may not be a big-time quarterback, but he made some big-time plays last year. I mean, you can't do it only running the ball. I mean, but you got to be able to throw it a little bit. But
he's definitely going to have to be a lot better. He was super hyper efficient last year. That's going to come back down to earth. He's going to have to throw the ball more. Will he be anything close to what he was last year? Maybe he can get there. AJ Brown continuing his development, like becoming a true number one like he already is. That defense, they kind of had a question mark at corner opposite Adoree Jackson. They answered that by getting a steal in Christian Fulton in the second round this year. I definitely think that defense is going to improve on that top 12 ranking. The offense, they're going to control the ball, play great defense. That's why I think the Titans, their over-under right now is set at 8.5. I think they easily get over that. They'll probably get to 10 wins, should win the division in my mind. Unless Tannehill absolutely stinks, I don't see any way that anyone in this division beats the Titans.
That's a bold statement.
Not like beat them at all, but you just mean beat them for the division.
Right.
Yeah, because sweeping your division is extremely hard.
I was about to say, Jake, that's tough.
I'm trying to share my dang screen with you because I found the interception that I was talking about. Last year, Monday Night Football, Phillip Rivers, old noodle arm against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're down 7, 24 seconds to go, and he throws an absolute duck into the end zone that barely reaches the goal line. There's no way he's beating the Titans.
I really do like the Titans, though, man. And especially if you're a guy that likes old style football, like me, this is a team you should love. This is a team you should get behind. They play great defense. They control the ball, just like Jake and Jonah have said. There's no reason to hate the Titans here. You can question their offseason moves. You can question them, their franchise moves. But as a whole, as a team, Mike Vrabel has got this team going in the right direction. I mean, they were a couple plays away from, beating the Chiefs last year in the AFC Championship game. So,
did they ever actually move their physical front office from Houston to Nashville? Because I know as of about 6 or 7 years ago, they still had not. Like, this team was still being run from Houston.
Well, maybe they finally got him out of Houston, and that's what the problem was. Maybe Bill O'Brien was running both teams.
Maybe. But, yeah, I didn't realize that until I heard it on some talk show 6 or 7 years ago that for in the whatever, like 12 years since they had moved from Houston, they were still – the physical front office was still in the city of Houston.
Tragic. Well, Jake, what about fantasy-wise? What should we expect from the Tennessee Titans?
I mean, Tannehill kind of runs some, so he might be that late-round quarterback you're looking for, but I wouldn't trust him. I think there are plenty of other great quarterback options later in drafts that you could take a flyer on. Derrick Henry, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with his receiving load, because if they can give him 10, 20 more catches, he's a hammer RB1, like top 5 RB1, because he's going to get over 300 carries. He's going to get 1,300 yards. He's going to score a ton of touchdowns. Like Jacob mentioned, they play an old school style of football. He's going to get the rock. If he can get those receptions on top of that, he's going to provide plenty of value, because right now we at yards per fantasy, our composite ranking is RB10. He can easily outperform that if he gets those catches. You move to wide receiver and tight end for this team. There's really only 2 guys that jump out because, again, the passing volume probably won't be there. But you look at guys like A.J. Brown. Dude can do electric things with the ball in his hands. He was great at Ole Miss. He was great in his rookie year with Tennessee. He's broken out, definitely. You take him as a wide receiver too, set it and forget it. And then at tight end, they lost Delaney Walker, but their backup, Jonnu Smith, he's a big sleeper, big-time sleeper. You go late-round tight end, which you absolutely should this year. There's no sense in taking any of the top guys and wasting that pick. Jonnu Smith is a name you need to keep track of at the end of drafts.
Jonah, any IDP standouts here on this defense?
Not really, but one mention about IDP. If there is one, it's Kevin Byard, the safety. And if you play in a league where the IDPs are position specific, it's usually like defensive linemen, linebackers, and then defensive backs. And there's 2 schools of thought on defensive backs that you want. You play corners, which maybe have high ceiling and low floor, and then there's safeties that are generally more high floor, low ceiling. And I'm in the school of thought that says play safeties. Kevin Byard is one of those safeties that sees the field a lot. So if I had to pick one off this team, it'd be him. But
Real football talk. Kevin Byard is probably a top 5 safety in the league. So I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, but defensive players in fantasy are kind of weird, because if they're really, really good, especially cornerback, this is the problem with cornerback, is that it's harder to gauge corners than it is safeties, because if a corner is really, really good, he's never going to get thrown at, and therefore is never going to accrue any fantasy stats. Safeties are a little more, they go all over the field, and so they're going to get their own, they're going to get some fantasy points. So, yeah, Kevin Byard is a really good football player, and if that team sees plenty of defensive snaps, which I think they should running a high school offense, then
I'm getting so tired of y'all hating on high school offenses, man. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hey, man, we ran a single wing. I absolutely loved it.
It's great. And it's obviously working for an NFL squad. So I'm just saying.
Dude, I was so hyped in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs ran a single wing play at the goal line. Oh, my gosh. I lost my mind. Oh, man. I'm about to nerd out.
I remember Jake texting, did they just run the single wing? The Chiefs? Andy Reid just ran the single wing? What?
Andy Reid said, I'm pulling all the stops.
Oh, man.
But it'd be important to note that in the AFC Championship last year, the high school offense got beat by the really high-flying pro-style offense. So
it wasn't by that much, if I'm remembering correctly.
Let's look it up.
Let's look it up.
Let's see. The final score is 35-24.
That's not terrible.
That's 11 points. That's a whooping.
Tennessee.
That's a sound defeat.
Tennessee blew a 10-point lead. So.
Well.
Not as bad as a 25-point lead, but we won't get into that.
That's the crappy Texans. Bringing it full circle, boys. AFC South preview in the books.
In the books. Well, there you have it. That's our AFC South preview. Obviously, think the Titans are going to be great again this year. And then the Jaguars, sorry about you. You're going to suck. But Texans, yikes. Gross. Just a whole bunch of gross. But anyway, that's about all the time we have for today. Be on the lookout for our other shows this week. The Wednesday guys coming to you as they continue to try and help out our friend Thomas and his love life. And then on Friday, got to start something new since you people ruined the fast food bracket.
Absolutely.
Completely awful.
Awful.
Terrible results on the fast food bracket. I don't care what you say, Jonah.
Five Guys lost to Wendy's in the second round.
Taco Bell shouldn't have lost at all. That's all I'm saying. I'm about to go get me some of that for dinner. But anyway, just awful results. So we got to start up something new. We'll think of something. But obviously bringing you the top headlines in sports as we're finally getting sports back. So maybe we can talk more about the golf matchup we had this past weekend. I know Tyler's nerding out because he's at some amateur NASCAR race type thing, whatever. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about all the live sports that we can talk about to keep people, up on their toes. But other than that, I'm your host, Jacob Angevine, and my two awesome co-hosts, Jake the Drasper Bruyere and Jonah the Nature Boy Blackwell. Woo! And always remember, at 1201 Sports, even when we're wrong, we're always right. Peace.